All right, look live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wrestling Golf Friday Night. I made it. Just kidding, folks. Lordy. What the heck's going on here? Anyway, here we go. Hell, oh, I'm still crook. You can't really tell in front of the camera here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Yes, the bad weather apocalypse is starting to hit Georgia. Good grief, man. But like I said, I got myself situated. I got me about 12 dozen eggs. I got 15 loaves of bread. I got one packet of hot dogs, but I just had to get 20 packs of hot dog buns. Got some sandwich meat, got some peanut butter jelly. I got some like a whole probably about 50 cans of soups. Got 50 cans of soups. Then I went back, got another 20 loaves of bread, 15 more dozen eggs. Had nowhere to put the shit. Oh, I almost forgot. I got 13 gallons of milk. Yes, so I am ready for a couple of days, possibly of, especially in my area. I hate to make fun of people in my area, but yeah. I think it's. I'm not sure when it's supposed to start tomorrow. Hello, Cap. How you doing this evening? I don't think it's. I think it's supposed to hit sometime tomorrow afternoon. I mean, it's going to be cold tomorrow, yes, but it's not going to hit hard till I think 4 o'clock maybe. It's the bad stuff coming in. I think. I mean, anybody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, yes, I am live here in living color. So, yes, I do encourage everybody come out and join me in the chat. Discuss anything that we, or chime in on your opinions or memories of anything we talk about, or just memories altogether. Because we will get off on a tangent sometimes, or I will. I say we, I say I. Sometimes I will. So please, yes, don't be shy. I'm not going to bite. At least say hello. Like Cap here, just give me a wave. That's all I need. But I do encourage, though, people chiming in and discussing the sport of professional wrestling. And yes, this is Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where we discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. Back when wrestling was wrestling. Back when wrestling was real, because damn it, it's still real to us now. But yeah, about the weather, I know I'm late, but I think the bad stuff's going to get 4. And yes, I know it's going to be low temperatures, but we're not talking like minus 12 degrees or whatever. Um, maybe Sunday afternoon you might be able to get back on the road, go to a store or something like that. So you're talking about maybe 24 hours, 2 days tops. What? So in other words, you could have just got yourself enough shit. Sorry, pardon my language. Even though I tended to cuss a lot. So, but anyway, yeah, sorry. I am still in this. I'm in my raggedy old gray hoodie here. But yeah, it's like, come on, folks. I mean, Publix ran out of hot dog buns. Yes, Publix ran out of hot dog buns. However, I did stop by Dollar General and they had one more pack of Wonder Bread hot dog buns left. And I snatched it up. Yes, I got it. And that's the reason I'm not going. I try not to reveal where I live because, by golly, I guess for some reason this year, I think people. Okay, before I know I'm kind of chit chatting here. Oh, shit. And my set is going haywire here. But anyway, man, I did not realize that. There we go. Pretend y'all don't see that. This big production here. It's supposed to be a block wall or brick wall behind me. But anyway, but yeah, I did. See, my idea was okay, because family had plans. My nieces, nephews, sisters, brother was supposed to all get together tomorrow night and go eat Mexican. And I chimed in on the little group chat. I was like, well, I mean, if we're gonna be iced in somewhere, a restaurant would be the ideal place because they have generators. I would have packed up my what was that? Dadgummit. Brookstone grill. What I forgot what it's called. And the griddle. I would have packed that up with a couple. I got 2 propane tanks here. So we could have cooked it up, and they have tequila. Pretty sure they had plenty. Blackstone. That's what Blackstone. I don't know why I have brain fart there. That's the kind of day I have, folks. But a week really. But yeah, Blackstone. And I would have loaded up in my truck and could have had Mexican. And they, like I said, they would have had plenty of tequila to keep, at least, I think they had plenty of tequila to keep us, keep people warm in there. So a Mexican restaurant would have been the ideal place. And plus, it's spicy food and stuff like that. Yeah, we didn't even need a heater. Sorry, folks. I know you probably don't. Oh, actually. Oh, we can't do it here. Damn. Sorry. None of you people get any funny ideas. I put the chappy stick on. So yeah, it's weird. As many people joke around about it, you'll think the majority of the people will like take a hint. You don't need all that shit for a couple days. But it is what it is. But anyway, if you are out there shopping, just get what you need. Be nice to your clerk. I mean, I know there's going to be places worse, like North Georgia. I think it's going to have snow and all that. But that is North Georgia. It's in the mountains. It's expected. I'm pretty sure majority of those people are ready for it. But anyway, cheers to all the clerks out there, the checkout people, the baggers, the people who are, carrying out the groceries, to people who do the store pickups, order online, do the store pickups, the Instacart delivery people. Cheers to those people. Cheers to all those, and the rest of the hardworking men and women, and the ones who And a power company, yeah. Even though I kind of dogged them a little bit, but that's another story for another time. But cheers to all those people. Everybody be safe out there. If you try to get out, if you don't need to get out and it's icy wet, if it's ice real bad, you should have plenty of food. You ain't gotta go nowhere. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed for my power don't go out. Even though I'll be okay, but I just don't want it to go out. I need my entertainment. But anyway, cheers to all those folks. Let me know what you're drinking this evening, and let's all say cheers. Oh boy. Okay. Just checking. I thought I had a message. Sometimes I gotta check it to make sure people hear me good, people see me good. And you know what? Let's get right to it here. I think I ran my mouth enough, and I am running behind. So let's get to it. Of course, we start off every Wrestling Gold Friday night with discussing of the history of professional wrestling, particularly today in wrestling history, which today is January 23rd, 2026. But we got some history making stuff, and one of these things is part of the watch along tonight. So make sure this is going up here. So let's hop to it. Here we go. On this day in 1970 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the Civic Arena. This was not an actual WWE or WWF show or WWF show, but it was just a spectator sports show, which was owned by Bruno Sammartino. The attendance was 12,000. John L. Sullivan, who was Johnny Valiant, defeated Ron Romano by disqualification. Donna Cristianello and Rita Boucher defeated Paula Kay and Tony Rose in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Of course, they won 2 of them. 2-1. Professional Tour Tanaka defeated Frank Holtz. Cowboy Bob Ellis defeated Jim Grabmeyer. Johnny DeFazio and the Batman defeated Ivan Koloff and Tony Angelo, and Bruno Sammartino, who was at the time the WWF champion, defeated Killer Kowalski by disqualification. On this day in 1971 in San Francisco, California, with a crowd of 6,197 people at the Cow Palace, they seen Ray Stevens and Peter Maivia defeat Pat Patterson and Superstar Billy Graham for the World Tag Team titles. Mighty Brutus defeated Cyclone Negro. Rocky Johnson, the Soul Man, and Antonio Parisi defeated Kenji Shibu and the Pro. Mr. Saito defeated Earl Maynard. Pepper Martin defeated Earl White. On this date in 1974, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is defended on an All Japan show for the first time in the history of the NWA World Champion. Champion Jack Briscoe battled PWF champion Giant Baba to a double countout in Nagasaki, Japan. Attended 7,700 people. And other matches. Dory Funk Jr. and Harley Race defeated Jumbo Shruda and the Destroyer in a 2 out of 3 falls match. They won 2 falls, 2-1. On this date in 1981, Steve-O Sinowski. Uh-oh, what happened here? Uh-oh. I went too far back. There we go. What's going on? Oh, shoot. Hold up 1 second. Not sure. I must have pressed something wrong here. All right. Jumped ahead a little bit. So let's take it back, or how are the kids do it these days. On this date in 1978, at the WWF had a show at the Madison Square Garden in New York City, New York. Attendance 22,092. So yes, this is 1978, Madison Square Garden, and the champion at the time, WWF champion superstar Billy Graham, defeated Mil Mascaras by disqualification. So yeah, they drew that many people in 1978. I'm pretty sure tickets were probably a whole lot cheaper at the time. Anyway, Tatsumi Fujinami defeated Jose Estrada to win the WWF World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Bob Backlund, Peter Maivia, Tony Gurria, and Larry Zbyszko defeated Professor Toru Tanaka, Mr. Fuji, Stan the Man Stasiak, and Baron Michael Ciciluna in an 8-man elimination match. Ken Patera defeated Chief J. Strombo. Spires Arian defeated Dominic DeNucci by countout. Steve Kern defeated Larry Sharp. Yes, that is the same Larry Sharp that trained Bam Bam Bigelow, The Godfather, Raven, trained him as well. So yeah, trained a lot of wrestlers. This is the guy. If you ever heard of the Monster Factory, yes, this is the guy who started the Monster Factory Wrestling School. And I think when I was growing up, it was probably like the only known wrestling school. And when they talked about it in the kayfabe mags, the after mags. Butcher Bashan battled S.T. Jones to a draw. Carlos Colon defeated Jack Evans. And the American Dream, baby, Dusty Rhodes defeated the Golden Terror. All right, now we're back on the right track. Steve-O Sinowski, not to be confused with the Jackass Steve-O. Yes, he was a member of the Jackass group. I ain't personally calling him a jackass. He was on that show in the movies, the Jackass MTV show and the Jackass movies. Yeah, he was one of those guys. Steve-O Sinowski regained the NWA National Television title from Bobby Eaton in Atlanta on this date in 1982. Gene and Ole Anderson are stripped of the NWA World Tag Team titles for failure to defend them, and a tournament was announced. In reality, Ole Anderson jumped earlier from Jim Crockett Promotions to Georgia Championship Wrestling and had defended titles there. Now Jim Crockett Promotions just basically wanted the World Tag Team titles back. So they stripped them, even though it was all NWA at the time. Talking about egos. Anyway, on this date in 1984, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, history was made at the Madison Square Garden in New York City. It was the day that Hulk Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik to win the WWF World Heavyweight title for the first time. Kicking off, Hulkamania was a thing, but this is as far as nationwide. Hulkamania was taken off. The wrestling business was starting to skyrocket. Basically creating not only a bigger national brand, but a worldwide brand. This is what pretty much kicked it off right here. Then you had WrestleMania and all that, but this was Hulk Hogan was the star to carry that, and this is when he first won the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. After this came lots of merchandise, all the merchandise, cartoons, wrestling albums, CDs later, action figures. Did I mention ice cream bars? And of course, T-shirts and all that good stuff. Even though back then, when it was starting up, you couldn't just go to Walmart or to the mall or anything like that. Well, if anybody shops at the mall. Yeah, the Hulk Hogan workout kit. Like I said, the action figures. And I still will say, you're just not going to change my mind. The AWA figures were better. There was an AWA Hulk Hogan figure, I do. Yeah. Had it, brother. Yes, the action figures. But as far as like T-shirts and stuff, you would have to go to the arenas and buy like the T-shirts. But the life-size posters, the figures, the wrestling rings, the toy wrestling rings, of course. Everybody knew who Hulk Hogan was, and now look at the WWE now, because of the World Wildlife Foundation or where the hell it is. Not to digress here, I'm pretty sure if Vince really want to fight him on it, he could have and probably won. But man, my hat's so crooked. Or is it just me crooked? But yeah, this is what kicked it off, and our watch along tonight is WWF All Star. I think it aired January 28th, 1984, but they do show the highlights of this match, and we will check that out not long from now. All right, so we're back over here. On this date in 1988, Mike George defeated Dick Slater for the WWA World Title in a tournament in Kansas City, Missouri, drawing 800 fans. This was, I think, the Central States territory. Pretty much was it folded and it started up as I think it got sold to Crockett. Then who was the promoter there? Not Paul Bosch. I can't think of his name now. Anyway, he decided, I guess, to try to still have a promotion. Formed a WWA. Didn't do it's Kansas City. Went drawing that well to begin with. But anyway, true 800 fans trying to make a run for it, but it dissolved, I think, fairly quickly. Also on this date in 1988, Michael Hayes no-showed a Jim Crockett Promotions event in Cincinnati, Ohio, due to a contract dispute, and then was fired. So he left there, then went back to World Class, went there, became a babyface. Actually, to help Kerry Von Erich fight off the Freebirds. So because Freebirds was Buddy at this time. They brought in Buddy Roberts, Terry Gordy, of course, Angel of Death and Iceman Parsons. And I think we had this discussion a few weeks back, but anyway, he went over there, and instead of him being part of the Freebirds, he actually sided with the Von Erichs. And the Von Erichs kind of was like wishy-washy at the time. They in and out. Kerry was around, but they wound up bringing Steve Cox in. I know who's Steve Cox. Basically, he was a wrestler at the time, started in UWF. They kind of label him as Bill Watts and Steve Dr. Death Williams' protege. Then he kind of disappeared from there, went to UWF, then maybe done some international stuff or something like that, maybe independent stuff after that. Very little after his world-class run, but on this day, he was fired from the NWA Jim Crockett Promotions. On this date in 1989, at a WCW show in St. Petersburg, Florida, Al Perez quits the promotion. Al Perez was scheduled to wrestle NWA World Champion Ric Flair that night and has supposedly made statements heard by Gary Hart that he planned on shooting on Ric Flair to win the title. And I think it was Gary Hart who kind of ratted him out, I think. I'll have to rewatch Gary Hart's interview because he talked about it. And Al Perez talked about it in his interview. I think Dusty had made him some promises. And St. Petersburg was his hometown. And he just wasn't going to get cleanly pinned in his hometown type deal. So he said, well, fine, I'll just go in there and shoot on him. And kind of unfortunate. After this, he did go to WWF, but he wound up getting hit with an injury bug and wound up retiring. But he was replaced by Eddie Gilbert, who, of course, that night was defeated by Ric Flair. But Al Perez, I think Al Perez should have been a world champion. Dude had a look. He had a Gary Hart talk for him. He can cut a little bit of promos. He could cut promos too, but not. I wouldn't say he was dependent on Gary Hart, but Gary Hart would kind of start it, and Al Perez would finish it. So, but yeah, like I said, I think Al Perez could have been a bigger star than what he was. All right, last but not least, on this date in 1996, WCW Clash of Champions 32 in Las Vegas, Nevada, Caesars Palace, drawing 3,100 people, shown live on TBS, of course. Dark match, Steve Riggle defeated Chris Benoit. Public Enemy, Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge battled the Nasty Boys to a double disqualification. Demon Malenko pinned Alexander Wright. Brian Pillman defeated Eddie Guerrero. At this point right here, Pillman was doing the loose cannon gimmick. I'm trying to think now. Was this the match where Pillman fell outside the ring and he grabbed Bobby Heenan, and Heenan on TBS live? Bobby Heenan was like, "What the fuck?" Or yeah, was this the match or was it another match? But yeah, he was a member of the Horsemen doing a loose cannon gimmick. And gosh, if he didn't have that vehicle accident, who knows how far his career could have just kept climbing. Actually, his son is wrestling now as Lexis King and NXT right now. Let's see other matches. WCW World Tag Team Champions Sting and Lex Luger defeated Bobby Eaton and Steve Regal. Conan defeated Psychosis. Ric Flair and the Giant. Yes, that is the Big Show, Paul White. They brought him in. They kind of saddled him with a gimmick of being Andre the Giant's son. They pretty much squashed that when the NWO was formed and the Giant became a part of it, and Scott Hall looked up on Nitro as it was going off or something like that, looked at him and said, "Are you really Andre's kid?" And the Giant at the time, he was like, "No," just kind of laughed it off. But anyway, they did pick up a big win. God, that sounded kind of like Lance Russell there, didn't it? Picked up a big win, defeating Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. And that does it for today in wrestling history. But yeah, I remember watching this clash. I want chat me up, chat. Was this the one that where Brian Pillman made Bobby, kind of startled Bobby Heenan a little bit? Because Brian Pillman lived that loose cannon gimmick. I know there was a Dark Side of the Ring episode that featured Brian Pillman, talked about it, and a lot of other people talk about it. It's like sometimes we didn't know what he was going to do, but he kind of conned himself, or not conned himself, but used it to get out of his WCW contract. So I don't know if he didn't have no desire really to probably. Yeah, that's when you had Joe. That's when you had Nitro Weekly, so it all runs together now. Yeah, but I could have swore it was like a clash. Well, see, because on Nitro they had the, especially in the beginning during that time, they had the announcers table away from towards the entrance and kind of facing the ring. That's when it was Eric Bischoff, Mongo, and Bobby Heenan. So there was no NWO at this time, obviously. But on the clashes they had the announcers table right ringside. So I do remember that. And there was no Thunder, and obviously wasn't WCW Saturday Night because the announcers table was away from the ring as well on that one. The clashes used to be pretty good. But yeah, I do quite remember that. All right. Going to take a little commercial break right now. As soon as I find it. Get myself squared away a little bit here. Get myself readjusted. Then we'll be right back after this brief message. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video and you're having fun, You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready for a watch along? Like I said, mentioned before, tonight's watch along is featuring WWF All Star Wrestling that aired January 28th, 1984. But 5 days prior to this airing is when at Madison Square Garden, Hulk Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik for the WWF Heavyweight Championship. So I am going to share the link right here. Let's see. Think Harry Monsoon 4 years ago posted this video. Appreciate it if you are watching, or if anybody who knows him, tell him thank you. There's the link. And when your folks are ready, let me know. So I probably should have had a commercial break while we're setting it up, but so when your folks are ready, let me know. We'll count it. Ooh. We'll count it down and get ready to go, or get this thing going. Other than that, how's everybody's week? Did I ask how everybody's week was? Hopefully everybody had a good week this week. Son of a bee sting. Like I said, I really do hope. I hate to ponder on this some more, but man, I really don't want to lose power this weekend. It's gonna be cold. But anyway, when you're ready, let me know. We'll count it off. Do a countdown. A countdown. All right, we ready? Let me get ready again. Son of a bee sting. All right, here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. So they're definitely using the old intro that shows Bob Backlund as the world champion. And let me tell you, the boos you hear, they're organic, meaningful boos. We were in conflict with Iran at the time. Seems like we're always in conflict with Middle Eastern terrorists. And if you're watching this, after you click it, this is the favorite part of this video so far. You hear it? You hear it? Bump, 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 bump. Bump, bump, bump. Yes, that is Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. And that's the song Hulk Hogan came out to at this time. Of course he did, because he was in Rocky 3, and that was the theme for Rocky 3. And a few other baby faces came out to this song. Actually, Terry Taylor and Chris Adams in the UWF came out to this song. Chris Adams, when he first came back to World Class, came out this song. They started coming out to Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down. And there's the late, great Howard Finkel. And that's Freddie Blassie as Iron Sheik's manager. Yes, notice they call him the Incredible Hulk Hogan at the time. Marvel got wind of that and said, no, you can't do that. Well, I think at first they were okay with it. I think AWA maybe gave them a little money. Then when it came to the WWF, I was like, okay, we're not going to do that no more. The Sheik is a freak. And this was so cool at the time. You had the big American patriotism going on. You know, everybody loved the USA. And like I said, this is, organic, meaningful booze. Iron Sheik had like real heat. I can't believe Hulk Hogan jumped him like that. And yeah, you see Hulk Hogan doing all these this dirty tactics here, but he's still being cheered. And that's something you didn't see from Hogan in his later career. Now, a guy Hulk Hogan's size, no, he's not going to get up, do moonsaults, drop kicks, hurricanranas and shit, like plunges and shit like that. He didn't need to. Now, truthfully, I will say, this is a little before I discovered the NWA. But and since I discovered that, Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA, and stuff like that, this was a little too much for me. A little too cartoon. Yeah, I mean, at this point in the WWF, they wasn't as cartoony, but they wound up being. I mean, they even had a rock and wrestling cartoon. Nobody home. Now, Iron Sheik, legitimate tough guy, supposedly a former bodyguard for the Shah of Iran. I I think it was a bodyguard for Saddam Hussein or something like that, if I remember correctly. Or was that somebody else? But Olympic wrestler as well. Like I said, legitimate tough guy. And one of the rumors at the time, well, not the time, but one of the rumors that came up, especially in the day that the early stages of the internet, was that Vern Gagne offered the Iron Sheik $100,000 to break Hogan's leg during this match. And Vince McMahon said, well, how about if I give you $100,000 for you to not break Hulk Hogan's leg? Not true how that rumor is, but yeah, notice the pointy boots. The Iron Sheik wore boots like that. Abdullah the Butcher wore boots like that, and the original Sheik, Ed Farhat, wore boots like that. And check this out. Hulk Hogan's doing more selling right now than most of the AEW, most of all the wrestlers in AEW this past week. Or a lot of people, actually. But, Hulk Hogan did make those, hulking out comebacks. But I want to say about 87, I was like, okay, I'm done. I probably a little earlier than that. I think 87, I'll really start souring on Hulk Hogan. It's like, okay, enough of this shit. I mean, I think I do remember when they announced Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan in the match. I was rooting for Ultimate Warrior. Oh, he's got him down. Here it comes. The big leg drop. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. History is made in Madison Square Garden, ladies and gentlemen. Hulk Hogan has defeated the Iron Sheik. So I wonder, because you didn't see Hulk Hogan cradle people like that. So I wonder if he did that kind of on purpose to make sure that Iron Sheik didn't kick out, or Iron Sheik's like, look, cradle, Hulka, baby. It's a, when you pin the Sheiky, baby, this hook my head and hook my leg. Make it look good, brother. Make it look good for it. Don't make the Sheiky look too bad. I'd kick it out, then I kick your ass, and I humble you. And before he came to the WWF, he was in the AWA. He had that's kind of where Hulkamania kind of really did start. And they had a bunch of false finishes. I guess you want to call it dusty finishes in the AWA, where it looked like Hulk Hogan had defeated Nick Bockwinkel, but then the decision was reversed and the title went back to Nick Bockwinkel. Yeah, classic stuff here. And look at those young kids there. Vince McMahon and Mean Gene Okerlund. Now, especially when I got YouTube and stuff like that. Oh, Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler. But yeah, I've really became a like Bill 80 Mass Superstar acts, or I'm more of a Mass Superstar fan. Cause so yes, that is Demolition Axe. And now look how he wrestles a lot different here than he did as member of Demolition. I mean, when he was Demolition Axe, he pretty much just axed people down, smash, or just axed and smashed people down, just clobber people. But this is, and of course, there's because he's a heel, a big old boot to the face. And yes, this goes back to the good old days too. Not every mass wrestler, really wasn't no luchadors, quote unquote, back then. But this American wrestler, without being a high flyer, would come in and not say he's from Mexico, El Grande Americano. It was just, hey, I'm from parts unknown, or how they actually announced him from being from Atlanta, Georgia here. And they would explain, it's like, why do you wear a mask? Because, like, depends. It's like, well, nobody wanted to give me a shot, so I had to, put on a mask, and they knew who I really was. The promoters probably wouldn't book me because they feared I'd, beat everybody. So at this point, yes, he used a swinging net breaker as his finisher, not the Cobra Clutch, because I think Sergeant Slaughter was probably in the WWF also at the time, maybe. No, he was probably still in Crockett. No, I think Slaughter was probably in Crockett, maybe. But yeah, he re-injured Eddie Gilbert. They did angle with that. But yeah, or the mass wrestler would be like, I just want to keep my identity secret, because I don't want to be sitting somewhere in public eating dinner with my family, and then some fan come in and bug me for an autograph. Used to love Joe King. Used to love taking balloons and making masks for my AWA figures when I was a whippersnapper. Yeah, I would do the same thing, and sometimes if they bust, there would be like bandanas and stuff. Yeah, we didn't have cool stuff as kids, and now we see Greg the Hammer Valentine. Which was funny. I was watching some WWF from '92 when he was teaming with the Honky Tonk Man as Rhythm and Blues. Gosh, he looked so happy doing that. He looked so happy having to dye his hair black. Yeah, the AWA figures. Oh, and don't forget the He-Man figures now. Did anybody watch the new trailer for the trailer for the new He-Man movie? Let's just say there were some good good stuff from the He-Man trailer. It's like I like the look of Skeletor, but you can tell it's like way, way, way too bad green screen, CGI, AI, or whatever the heck it is. It that part didn't appeal to me, but and the part where he starts off in Earth, because to me it's like if you're just gonna do a He-Man movie, you know, make it like the old Sword and Sorceress, or I think they call them Sword and Sandals movie. And that's basically what it's supposed to be. Is like He-Man and that barbarian type, like basically a Conan movie with some good tech, flying vehicles and lasers. But and of course some magic and all that stuff. Didn't see Orko. Seen Cringer, but I don't know. I didn't really see him turn into Battle Cat. I mean, stuff like that you do gonna have to do CGI, but oh, there it goes. Valentine also uses Figure 4. Valentine, of course, was a former tag team championship winning partner of Ric Flair. What'd you think of the new He-Man trailer there, Joe? But yeah, like I said, I didn't like. I already don't like the part where he starts off in Earth, modern Earth, whatever. It's like you didn't need that. I don't think. I mean, I think in one of the comic books, I guess they did have that kind of story, but I just watched the cartoons. I ain't reading none of the comics or anything like that. But it's like, just have it on his planet, yada yada, and I mean, Iris all of them look pretty cool as Men of Arms. The Skeletor looked pretty cool. But yeah, I had the AWA figures, battle against He-Man figures. Michael Knight, my Michael Knight action figure was a referee. Sometimes used as a flat out jobber. The Tonga Kid, or if you ever watched the Body Slam movie, Tonga Tum, or later on in WCW or NWA/WCW, the Samoan Savage. Oh, don't forget he was later called Tamu when he was an Islander, when he teamed with Haku, King Tonga. Yeah, I had him too with the kit car. And that was cool. Bo from She-Ra. I actually I didn't have that one. I mean, I had He-Man, Skeletor, Man of Arms. What was it Ram Man? Is that his name? Lockjaw had him. Right. I think Tonga Kid, he also wrestled in Southeast Wrestling. He was part of the Rat Patrol with Steve Armstrong and Johnny Rich, as well as Scott Armstrong. Nice. Now I did have these She-Ra villain. What was his name? Lord Zoltan or something like that. Oh, got it with Sunset Flip. I think it was Tonga Kid, or was it? Ah, Van Halen's Jump. Bum, ba, da, da. And see, this is what the WWE and their networks or who has their showing their stuff. Let's keep the music in it. I guess this is Brian Blair before he became B. Brian Blair. I'm not a B yet. Oh, Charlie Fulton. I think this is uh kind of the twilight of his career. I don't know. He looks still like sort of young, but Charlie Fulton, a veteran at this point, but not used as a top talent, obviously, in the WWF. So yeah, I think this is definitely before they brought in Jumpin' Jim Brunzell and Jumpin' Jim and B. Brian Blair formed the Killer Bees. They were a decent tag team, I thought. Apparently, for some reason, Iron Sheik don't like Brian Blair either. the Battle of the Arm Drags. I know Brian Blair spent a little time in Georgia Championship Wrestling, but I think he got bigger pushes in Florida, of course. I think he was also a friend of Mike Graham's. But definitely not a guy who is considered a former world champion or anything like that. Oh, got him in the guillotine. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Yes, in amateur wrestling, that's called the guillotine, not the abdominal stretch. See, I know a little bit about my shit. A little bit, not much, just enough. Here we go, Piper's Pit. Yes. And see, and that's one of the other things they kind of kept themselves separate from everybody else. They had their own magazine, which was a professional, great looking magazine. That is Tito Santana, or as Jesse Ventura would call him, Chico Santana. Oh, Bob Bradley. Yes, Bob Bradley is I guess a well-traveled enhancement talent. Pretty athletic guy. I mean, I've seen him do like flips and stuff like that. But he was a smaller guy. I think was it was it he won the mini battle cats or something like that. I know. Let's see, maybe him and then um mm, yeah, Bob Bradley, world class and Wild West Wrestling. Brady Boone. I think yeah, that's it. I finally popped in my head. Brady Boone was a battle cat, short-lived gimmick. Kind of like a Max Moon before Max Moon, the the Max Moon of the '80s. Basically, a guy dressed not a total cat, but had like a cat-like mask and everything, and moved around like a cat and did a little flippy shit. Okay, not the same kind of flippy shit that you see on AEW and sometimes WWE. What you see on current wrestling. See, Tito Santana, he's from Mexico. He don't wear no mask. It's like, I'm Tito fucking Santana. I don't need to wear a mask, man. Arriba. Arriba. Speaking of which, I was really looking for some fajitas. It's going to meet family members. Was going to do like a big little get together dinner at this Mexican place, and the one we was going to go to, they always have like really good fajitas. I was actually going to splurge and get some fajitas because their fajitas were like really good. Tito is one of those guys. I wouldn't say I can't say I was a big fan. He was just there for me. Um, yeah, same. Just another guy who was just there. And there's that flying forearm. I mean, he was okay. I mean, as a wrestler, but this, eh. The no, that was Manny Fernandez. Manny Fernandez had the flying burrito, and Manny Fernandez flying burrito looked pretty freaking cool. But nothing beats the five arm. Just kidding. But yeah, oh, Tiger Gently and Masafuji. It's like Fuji, like, what you saying? I don't understand anguish. I'm Japanese. You dumb motherfucker. Yeah, I think that's what Jason Ventura would call it too, the flying taco or something like that. Oh, the ceremonial cocaine toss. Just kidding. It was salt. So people probably my age probably remember Mr. Fuji more as being a manager. But he was very accomplished tag team wrestler, multiple time WWF tag team champion. Yeah, him and Professor Tour Tanaka were multiple time tag team champions. Let's see, Joe King. I rented the best of tag teams from Hard Time Video and Bogart. I remember that place. They had a good early collection of early, or they had a good collection of early WWF Coliseum videos. Yeah, they had some. I know when I first started watching wrestling. Um, if anybody lives in Commerce, where the Quality Foods is, in that same shopping center on the far end, there used to be a video rental place. And I think we wind up. I think my dad wound up getting like a membership at every freaking place. But anyway, um, far end they had a video rental place. They had a lot of good Coliseum WWE videos. Andre Drug Wars. Um, I don't know if they have any drug wars here. I was just kidding about the cocaine. That was actually salt. He was the ceremonial salt toss that a lot of the Oriental wrestlers did back in those days. So how you doing today, Andre? It's like, yeah, we'll keep it simple. I'm just gonna pin this guy with a bat breaker. Oh, that's who that was. Jose Luis Rivera. Yeah, you don't see that as often now, where the referee is shorter than the wrestlers, or where wrestlers actually tower over the referee. Oh, what's the name of that? What's the name of that David Bowie song there? Modern Love. Is that what it was called? Ah, the legend himself, Eddie Gilbert, and the WWF. Oh, Butcher Vachon. And I think this was after that car accident that Eddie was in. Broke his neck. Yeah, this is a young, up and coming rookie. Well, not quite rookie. He had a few matches under his belt by this time. Yes, folks, I tend to remember a lot of stupid shit. Yeah, speaking of drug wars, yes, this was in the 80s, and the war on drugs. But yes, Butcher Vachon was the brother of Mad Dog Vachon, the uncle of Luna Vachon. I believe that's right. Yes, this guy right here, Eddie Gilbert, was not only at one time married to Missy Hyatt, but was also at one time married to Medusa Michelli. Or just flat out Medusa, Alondra Blaze, whatever you want to call her. So yes, just that fact alone, he should be in the Hall of Fame. But I imagine if he was alive today, he would definitely have to be one of the writers or bookers, either the WWE or AEW. More likely, since they like to keep the best. I would imagine he would have been in WWE. Yeah, I mean, Tonga was kind of still starting. He had a um, like I said, he wasn't quite Tama yet. Part of the Islanders. This is before Body Slam came out. Wait, I think a year before. I think, what? Yeah, well, actually 2 years maybe. So I think Body Slam came out in 1986. Look at there, snuck one in there. The veteran made a mistake. Oh, those hats are so cool. I want one of those old hats. Hey, snuck one in there. Eddie Gilbert, again, kind of white meat baby face here, like a smaller underdog type white meat baby face. Like I said, wasn't quite hot stuff yet. I mean, he still had Mass Superstar. Mass Superstar could have done great stuff. But I think at the time, Bill Eddie had deals in Japan, and so he would kind of go back and forth from Japan. And then, of course, the whole Demolition thing kind of started. A couple years after this as well, I think, 86, 87 is when Demolition. Mr. Fuji was basically on this tail end. I think a year after this, he wound up being they converted him to a manager. Obviously, something was missing with Brian Blair. That something was jumping Jim Brunzell and yellow and black trunks and calling himself Killer Bees. But by that time, they had Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. That were pretty good at the time. Just bad thing about it, they couldn't get along. And that's never helpful. Especially your tag team champions can't get along. That's not your babyface tag teams could not get along. That's like I said, not a good thing. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. But all in all, not too bad. Not a great episode. And this is way a lot of shows would do at the time. You had your stars against your I don't want to say enhancement talent. Some people call them jobbers, but it is what it is. Notice there were no angle shot here. I mean, usually when you had TV tapings in your studio, you pretty much they would do angles on TV to get people excited and go buy tickets to see the events live. Now, I'm not sure what the actual format of the WWF was at the time, but they would eventually get the hang of it. I mean, like I said, they just had put the world title on Hulk Hogan. So they're ready to, shoot to the moon. And like I said, sometimes when you kind of take over the world too, it's like, especially nationwide, and since none of these territories want to sell to them, you had to get their talent. You see Greg Valentine there, and Roddy Piper as well. They're both from Crockett Promotions. I think Steamboat would come in shortly. Probably tail end 84, 80 or beginning 85 maybe. And he'd established himself in Crockett. Then the Junkyard Dog would eventually come in as well. Mid-South superstar. So yeah, like you said, and it could have been one of those deals where you had this a lot of talent, like Mr. Fuji. That you kind of had to make a change with him. He was on the tail end. So it's definitely time to do something else with him. Because obviously they liked him. That's the reason they, gave him a job as a manager. I just like hearing those rib stories. Like Mr. Fuji is like famous for, pulling like outlandish ribs, like somehow able to take engine, a whole engine out, people's cars and stuff like that. Hold on one second here. And I'll be right back here. But yeah, it's Snuka. Well, see, I think I explained this before. Supposedly, Snuka was supposed to be the number one choice, being the basically having Hogan's spot. They're going to put the title on him and shoot him to the moon. He's supposed to be the national star, but a little incident happened at a hotel in which the girl he was seeing passed away. Now, again, I wasn't there. I don't want to be sued by the Snuka family. They ain't gonna sue me for anything, but they can, take me off of here. Probably not yet, but in case I do start making it kind of pretty good, don't want them coming after me because I call their family member a murderer. But so that kind of loomed over. So they had to go a different route, and luckily Vern had Hogan. And you got to understand, Vince took a lot of talent from Vern too. Gene Okerlund, Jesse Ventura, Adrian Adonis, and you had soon coming in, Jumping Jim Brunzell, Dr. D. David Schultz would eventually come in as well. So yes, but a few people. Because they wound up putting Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov together. It's. I think at this point, it just seems like at this point he was trying to seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and like I said, he was kind of taking talent from other places and trying to figure out what to do with them. But eventually, like I said, Hulk Hogan is your champion, and then Hulkamania just ran like the saying goes, Hulkamania ran wild, and a lot of people made a lot of money. And you had Tito, good hand. Kept him around. Eventually made him a 2-time Intercontinental Champion and a Tag Team Champion with Rock Martel with Strike Force. But yeah, I did really notice there they didn't do the only angle they had there. Roddy Piper pretty much just coming in, so this was the setup mode. He was starting to build things up, but I do notice, I don't know if it was just that's what it was. He was trying to get all his ducks in a row at this point. Like I said, he just put the belt on Hogan. Backlund pretty much gone. Piper coming in, Valentine. You had Rocky Johnson and Tony Ellis was the tag team champions at the time, but they wouldn't keep them too much longer. Like I said, the story goes they did not get along too well. Didn't get along at all. It's like, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends and make tons of money? Put our egos aside and make tons of money. But I guess they can't do that. Yeah, eventually Paul Orndorff would soon come in. But yeah, I think the telltale sign of him trying to get all his ducks in a row, then start building, is the part where really no angles were done on this episode, except for the Roddy Piper thing, and I was basically to kind of let everybody know he's coming in, he's the heel, and really would become the number one heel of the WWF. Didn't need a belt. But either way, eventually, I'm pretty sure it didn't take too much long after this, and they were shooting angles and having matches, getting people over, and getting ready for WrestleMania. Ooh, that didn't sit too well. But what else y'all got? What else can we talk about? What should we watch next week? I'll have to run things down. Apparently, I might have plenty of time this weekend. Not going anywhere. Like I said, I got 20 dozen eggs, 90 pounds of bacon, 15 gallons of milk, 10 loaves of bread, 1 pack of hot dogs, but by golly, I had to get 30 packs of hot dog buns. I kind of sort of mentioned this before. I think somebody did kind of, people stole my ideas, like, because my thing was, okay, I was going to get some chili and have some chili cheese dogs, actually, because I got some cheese too. If you're going to be unhealthy, might as well just go all out, right? So I guess people got my idea, this, because I figured, okay, if the dinner's canceled for tomorrow, which it is, then I can, have the chili dogs one night and Sunday just have hot dogs or wherever I got, because I did not get, I'm just kidding about the 20 dozen eggs and stuff. I got like a half a dozen eggs, 1 pack of bacon, 1 pack of hot dogs. Yeah, I don't even think I got milk. Didn't need no milk. Have plenty of water. But anyways, yeah, it's getting about that time, folks. Going to call it a night. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully everybody had fun checking this out. Like I said, next week, man, come on. Call your friends, call your brother, call your sisters, call your aunts, call your brothers, call your parents, step parents, grandparents. Tell them to come join us. Talking about some good old wrestling Thursday and Friday nights if they want to. And check out my rest of my content. It will be greatly appreciated. But anyway, gonna call it a night. Folks, in all seriousness, if you don't need to go anywhere, if the storm hits, don't. if you in the areas to get sun, be careful playing in it because it does look like fun. But other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy, and until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. You motherfucker. Folks, have a good one, and take it easy.